Hello, welcome for another episode of the Overlay, a poker podcast brought to you by CCG Poker and Paramount Social Club in Houston, Texas. I'm your devilishly handsome Ken, host with the most.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I said I wasn't going to do it this time, but I did it anyways.
Right. So that just leaves me as I'm Brandon.
I'm Ken. Fantastically awesome rec player that you won in your home game because I have money to burn and I enjoy blowing it on stupid flips.
That is one of the most true statements you've ever said.
It's not that it's not a dislike for money. It is the hardcore.
You like money.
I love money. It's the hardcore, my inability to say no to a challenge. You know, like I have to do it. Be like, hey, you want to flip for $10? Be like, that doesn't excite me, but yes, I'm in.
And it's funny because you say that, but I've learned that about you, that you like actually, it engulfs you to the point where you're just like, you turn into a different beast where you're not the Ken I know anymore. This is
a new
degenerate Ken. Man, I can't talk. Can we talk about my talking?
I am joined today, as always, 49 episodes in, almost up to 10,000 downloads on the Overlay, which is fantastic. Yeah, I know, it's crazy to think about. It's funny, pre-pandemic, lots of people come up to me and like, if you are a Chicago poker player and you watch the CCG vlog, which is basically just me reading the internet and talking about the weekend's events, people ask me all the time, like, describe your job. And I was like, well, basically I'm part-time janitor and full-time internet reader. That's what I do. I just read the website. But anyways, people used to always come up and be like, man, I love the vlog. The vlog's great. Blah, blah, blah. Vlog. Now, all I hear is overlay. I love the podcast. It's so much fun. You guys are great at it. I mean, normally they're like, Ken, you're really great at it. Brandon is a good sidekick, you know?
Uh-huh.
But anyways, Brandon wanted me to mention today that he has been doing some dental work of the last 2 weeks. So if he talks funny or, it's only because of his dental work. So he doesn't want people to think that he's got some kind of new speech impediment.
My D's and my P's and my C's are not very good right now.
It's pretty funny. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I mean, if you can say.
And I totally lied to Brandon earlier, and he was like, I don't know if we could do the podcast today. And I was like, well, we have to do it. Like, we do it the first. This guy has called me 9 times. Like, clearly, I'm hitting the FU button. Stop calling me. I'm doing a podcast on the phone with Brandon. I don't have time to talk to you. Please stop calling me. Yeah, I don't care what it is.
So anyways, if you're listening, stop.
I won't say the name of the person. Brandon's having tons of dental work, so please don't make fun of his voice. So this might be a more Ken-dominant podcast today, but that's all right. What are we going to talk about on episode 49, Brandon? Well, Ken, actually, I'm going to pretend to be you.
I just said I can't pronounce my letters, and they're going to make me say the WSOP.
I know. I just wanted you to say it one time. I won't make you do it
it's okay. The 2021 WSOP.
So today is July 2nd is when the actual podcast will drop on Friday.
So happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday to me, 41 years old.
Boom.
Pretty cool. So thank you for listening. My birthday's Friday, so if you're at the event, please make sure you wish me a happy birthday. No matter what I say, I definitely like being sung happy birthday to. So during the early bird, if you guys want to do that, that'd be cool as hell, but actually don't do that. So anyways, hopefully.
Maybe it's Frank. Is it Frank's charity?
Oh, yeah. Don't tell. No, Frank will 100% want to get in front of everything.
Frank will bring in.
I love Frank, but grown men singing to me, it still gives me the willies a little bit. I don't mind the national anthem. That I'm like, it's patriotic. I teared up a little bit during the Black Friday national anthem every year. I was like, man, this is beautiful. And then but to think about somebody singing to me personally, happy birthday. Right. That seems not great.
No.
So being the beginning of July typically is when the actual WSOP should have been going for about a week or so. It normally starts at the end of June, runs through August, right, through the end of July. The main event is typically starting July 4th weekend. It's the 1st, 2nd, 3rd of...
Yep.
And so we're kind of dropping an episode. 49 is going to be about the new WSOP schedule, which is starting at the end of September this year and runs September 30th through, I'm scrolling all the way down to the bottom. They have a shithouse full of events all the way to the end of November. Holy cow.
Wow.
This is a massive, massive WSOP.
Well, it's
WSOP
2
number
years worth, it's like
52, 53? What
I
number
think
is
it's 51, right? Because 50 was 2 years ago, and then they didn't count last year's as the 51st.
Yeah.
I wouldn't assume.
I didn't have to scroll all the way down. There's big letters to the left of the website. WSOP website says September 30 to November 23rd, which basically gets us all of October and most of November. It'll end just before the end of Thanksgiving. I think it's an interesting time. I'm just going to hop right into this. I think it's a cool time to do it. I know originally that the WSOP was meant for summer because obviously the least desirable time to go to Vegas is the middle of the summer. Nobody wants to go to Vegas in the desert in the summer where it's 90-something degrees, 100 degrees outside. Now, granted, you're inside most of the time, but I think the tourism level is probably down in the summer months, right? Conceivably.
I think the middle of the summer. I think like the beginning and the end of the summer are big because kids aren't in school. But I mean, it was 108 when I went in May.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, in general, the middle of the summer
this is a better
time.
I think this is a better time frame. I think people would be more interested in going. In kind of October,
maybe
November.
European people, they're not like on holiday at that time, which might.
Yeah, it's an interesting time.
It is.
I
different.
dig the fact that the main event is kind of like right before Thanksgiving. I think it's a cool time to do it in general. So this year, whatever WSOP it is, 51, 52, somewhere in there, regardless. 52nd annual World Series of Poker. So maybe they did count last year.
Yeah.
Anyways, WSOP 88 bracelets this year. 88 events. Do they actually count 88? Yeah, they do. 88 events. Wow. That's got to be the most that they've ever done, ever.
It's a lot.
Ever. That's a shit house full. It's going to be tough to top this next year.
No.
Obviously, there are some additions, and this is what we're going to talk about during today's episode, is just like the really cool stuff that they're doing. Obviously, there's a ton of deep stack events. You can range them from $500 up to $50,000, depending on what your buy-in is. I would think for the overlay listeners in general, we're kind of more in the $500 to $1,500 range for these WSOP events. Maybe some 2,500s. There might be some main event players in there as well, but I think predominantly just like between the Texas core group of players and the Chicago core group of players, we're kind of more in the small ball arena, not a ton of like super high rollers, right?
Correct.
There may be a few, and I'm not going to oust anybody. And this isn't a negative thing, right? This is just, it's what I'm comfortable. I'm way more comfortable playing in a $1,500 tournament. Are we going to the WSOP this year?
I'm 100% going, and I'll tell you what weekend I'm going, and I don't even know what WSOP you're going to tell me since I'm driving and you have the schedule up.
Yeah, go ahead. What weekend were you thinking of going? I'll tell you what's running.
The Bears are playing the Raiders.
Ooh.
On October 19th.
October 19th.
And that's going to be a super popular weekend to go for the Chicago people.
So that's a Tuesday. October 19th is a Tuesday?
Wait, whoa. No, they're playing the 16th then, whatever the weekend that is.
It's the 17th.
Okay,
so on October 17th, let's do the day before. Let's say you went the day before. Ooh, you could just squeak into the Monster Stack. That's event number 30. The Monster Stack. Sweet. It's a no limit hold'em $1,500 tournament, and it's a freeze out, which I know lots of people prefer freeze outs, especially if they're kind of putting a large chunk of their bankroll in. If you're playing up in stakes in tournaments, and this is just a general idea, if you're playing up in stakes, it's really nice to play a freeze out tournament because you don't have to worry about the guys that are playing down in stakes or are normally at those stakes where they're willing to rip 3, 4, 5 bullets. Like
nine bullets.
Right, the Jordan approach.
How are you going to beat them? They're already better than you. They have much more money than you, and now they get to play it 9 times to your 1.
So it's really cool to play that. So that is actually, you could easily play Saturday, October 16th, play the $1,500 Monster Stack. That's a good one.
Now, what is like before that, like the Friday and the Thursday?
Okay, so we got some good ones. The Thursday events is a really good one. One of my top ones that I wanted to play. Pot limit on Thursday, the 14th, they're doing a PLO 8-handed 1K event.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's dope. So Brandon will probably, and maybe myself as well, We might be there for October 14th. And then the other event on the 14th is the short deck, which is also another one I wanted to talk about. I love short deck. I have never really played other than like goofy games, like never really played in a short deck tournament. We've done it a few times for the CSOP in Chicago, but it's a $10,000 buy-in. I can't imagine my one negative for the WSOP this year, and maybe it's just it's a constant thing. It's not really anything that's different from years past. A lot of the mixed games, except for Omaha, they're mostly the higher buy-ins, right? You get 10K buy-ins for mixed games. You don't really get a ton of like, you're not like, why not do?
You're going to get one $1,500 RAS, one $1,500 PLO8.
Yep,
and then everything else is going to be 5K plus.
I did notice this year there was maybe WSOP heard me. I wish there was a shorter short deck buy-in tournament. But anyways, that's the Thursday one. And then Friday the 15th, you've got your Monster Stack tournament. There's also a Deuce of 7 low ball. That's a $1,500 tournament. So I guess maybe I'm going out on a limb. Maybe they did add some more mixed game, cheaper events. And then Saturday.
That's a fun one. I bet that one is pretty soft.
Yeah, I would think that's because not a lot of people know how to play that one.
Yeah, it's true. And people will just gamble because they're just bracelet hunting, and it'll probably be a low number of people in it. So like, I'll get in it. Maybe there's only 800 people and I can beat them.
Plus, I think it would be really cool. A $1,500 7. So let's talk about this because I think this is super interesting the way you bring that up. The guys that are bracelet hunting, and I'm talking big effing names: Phil Ivey, Daniel Negreanu, Phil Hellmuth, other Phils in the tournaments. These big names that we've all seen. Thanks, Brandon. That we've seen for so long. Like those guys are going to want to rip the $1,500 Deuce of 7 low ball because they could probably fire 5 bullets in it, and the field is going to be relatively small, which means I think for them they probably believe they have a much higher aptitude of winning a bracelet. So like you could like very well.
They would rather play the $1,500 Deuce of 7 over like a 5K no limit, even though no limit is their better game, because they're going to have a better chance of winning the Deuce of 7.
Yeah, I'm going to call this my celebrity sleeper event. That if you are interested in playing with the big names of poker, this is probably your best chance to go. Is the Deuce of 7 low ball. Start practicing your low ball now. You got July, August, September, October. You got like 3 or 4 months. July to August, September. You got 3.5 months, 3.5 months of practice right now. If you start today, February or July 2nd, July 2nd, you should have started in February. But if you start today, start learning Deuce to 7 low ball, because if you are interested in playing with the big names of poker, I think this is the sleeper event that you need to go to, because I think most people are going to play the 11 o'clock 30. That's the first day of the Monster Stack $1,500 freeze out. I would say most of the normal WSOP players are going to play the Monster Stack tournament, right?
Yep.
So if you want to get into a relatively low buy-in, and I know 1,500 is no joke, but still,
it's low to the WSOP.
It's low for WSOP, and you get to play a mixed game. So it's like the game's not broken. You're playing against a good proportion of players that this is not their strongest game. So, like, if you could practice a little bit and get good at low ball, like, this is a great tournament to play in. Plus, you're going to be in a field with some awesome players. I don't care if I punt my 1,500. All I want to do is hang out at a table for an hour or so with Phil Ivey. That would be cool as shit.
Right. That's worth $1,700.
Absolutely, it's worth $1,500.
Yeah.
And God forbid.
So my question's for you.
Just fold. Fold all the way. Just keep fold the whole tournament. Just blind yourself out. It's a $1,500 VIP ticket to hang out with some of the big names of poker, which you're absolutely, I guarantee it, we are going to see the big names play that tournament. 100%.
Question: are these tournaments re-entry, or is that like a single entry?
Well, the Deuce of 7 low ball triple draw, it re-entry 1, so there's 1 re-entry.
Okay.
Yeah. If you click on it, the structure comes up. I mean, you get 25,000 chips. The levels are 40 minutes in the beginning, and then they turn into 60-minute levels. Dude, I want to play in that one. That's a Sunday event, Sunday the 17th. So like that's a good good tournament. I like that one.
All right, so maybe you want to, now that we've highlighted the weekend that I'm going, want to just kind of start from the beginning and start running through some events, or?
Wow. Let's try that again. Yeah, re-entries one. Yeah, go ahead. Let's start at the beginning. That was my like sleeper event. I really like that one.
I like that. I like that event too.
All right, so we'll start right at the beginning. Event number 1 is always the casino employees no limit hold'em event. Nobody qualifies for that, so who gives a shit? Event number 2 is the horse event. It's a $25K buy-in. I will be watching that one on TV. Poker Go. I suggest that everybody jump on the Poker Go, because if you like watching poker,
$10 a month,
dude, it's nuts. Like just book it for September, October,
WSOP,
November.
Yeah,
you don't even need September.
Give you a WSOP special. It's like $25. Yeah, and you get to watch the whole WSOP.
It is so worth it, because like it's just fun to watch. And again,
it's always on.
Right. Event number 3 is the COVID-19 relief charity event. So that's a pretty cool event.
$1,000, right?
So they have.
I'm sure the rake will be high for that, but I mean, it's going to a good cause. So
whatever.
Obviously,
who cares?
They're doing their part.
Yep. Yeah. Event 4 is a switcheroo. The Colossus, which is the predecessor to the Titan tournament, which is one of my favorite tournaments we run here in Chicago and in Houston. Houston peeps, you will be seeing a Titan tournament coming up later this summer, so beware of that. Chicago peeps, you already missed it this year. Wait for the end. Wait for the next one. The reunion is what they're calling the $500, $5 million guaranteed. That's going to be like the new Colossus.
And there's going to be, I mean, what is 5 million divided by 500?
Well, that's like
10,000.
Yeah, I don't even know.
So they're gonna blow that guarantee out of the water. There might be 20,000 people in that tournament.
Yeah, 5 million divided by 500 is 10,000 people. Yeah, I think during the Colossus they had like an astronomical amount of players.
Yeah,
right,
like 18,000.
2019. Let's actually look it up. 2019 Colossus. Ooh, WSOP.
Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, wow. It was $400 Colossus last year. Like a $20 million. No, prize pool was just under $5 million. 13,000 entries for the 50th annual Colossus. So that was a $400 buy.
I think the one that Ben won, which was like 2016 or 2017, had more than that. But yeah.
Still
I mean,
cool.
Either way, it's going to be insane.
It's in the beginning. There's tons of good stuff going on during that. Obviously, there are 3-day ones. So it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday start for those. They start at 10 a.m. for the reunion. Which I give them props. Like,
that's a long day.
That's early. That's early for poker peeps. Might as well be like dawn. All right, rounding out the beginning.
So if you're going to play a $500 tournament, that one, you ain't going to start with a whole lot of chips, and the blinds are going to be quick. It's going to be like the early bird at CCG,
I hate to break it to you.
$500, but
in the reunion, $5 million guaranteed prize pool. Registration closes after 10 levels, 30-minute levels to start. $50K starting stacks.
Yeah, what do the blinds start at?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess that does matter. People always do that. They ask the length of the blinds and they ask the starting stack, but you should also be asking, well, what are you starting at? If you start at 500, 1,000, then effectively
it literally might start at 500, 1,000.
I don't think they'll go that high, but
I don't know.
They might. We'll let some players look into that. Hit us up on Twitter at the Overlay Pod. Let us know what the stacks and the structure is for the reunion tournament, and if you're going to go. Maybe for the overlay, maybe we'll do some kind of like overlay promotion. I'm doing this on the fly. Maybe we'll do some kind of like WSOP package, like well, 100% we're going to do meetup, because you and I are going to go for sure, one way, shape, or form. If we play the main event or not, there's definitely some events here we want to talk about. We'll get into them more, but I want to do some kind of like cool promotion for CCG, Paramount, and kind of in conjunction with the podcast, and do some
like
kind of
if you wear our gear at the WSOP,
yeah, something super fun,
and tweet it at us, we'll give you something.
That, and I want to do like a full blown like package giveaway, like maybe like something. I'll work on it. Maybe between the two companies we can come up with something cool. All right. After the reunion, I take it back. Event number 7, Dealer's Choice, 6-handed, $1,500 buy-in.
Okay, so there's a small dealer's choice.
Yep. Omaha.
And now that's probably like a million games.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's a tough one. Like I give again, not my sleeper event because you'd have to learn so many games to play. And I don't think that's a good one unless you're very comfortable with Dealer's Choice.
Like
Badookie,
Dallas play the Dealer's Choice.
100%.
Brandon and Ken, we ain't playing that.
No, I'm not good enough, which is hard for me to say. Let's see. What else we got? Super Turbo Bounty. That's a good one.
Ooh.
Heads Up.
That's fun.
No Limit Championship, which I think is badass, but it's a
25,000,
yeah,
right?
25K buy-in.
That's going to be a sweet one. I think this is the first time the Heads Up is 25K.
Yep, there's
usually 10K.
Another highlight here is event number 14, 7-card stud. If you're a stud player, there's a $1,500 buy-in. I am a big proponent of the 6-handed No Limit Hold'em. I like
a little 6-max.
Yeah,
action.
And it seems to me that a lot of these tournaments are either no re-entry or limited re-entry.
Yeah, that's what the WSOP usually is. It's none or one.
Yeah, 1 per flight. So like if you play the Reunion, which is the new Colossus, you get 1 re-entry per flight, which means you could fire 2 bullets on event 4C, which is the Sunday flight. So theoretically with 3 flights,
they can do 6.
6 bullets is the most you could get.
But again, that's the massive Colossus.
Yeah.
And all these other ones, it's usually like 1.
Right. So you got a stud tournament.
So
limits.
no PLOs yet, right? No actual PLOs.
Well, no, I kind of glanced over. There's a 10K Omaha high low 8 or better championship.
Yeah,
but I don't count those. Like
no
real good PLOs. Millionaire Maker starts Friday, October 8th at 17A, $1,500 buy-in. Obviously, first place is $1 million.
There's going to be 3,000 people in that tournament. It's going to be so awesome.
Triple Draw event during the Millionaire Maker for $2,500. That's probably a good one. 7-card Stud Championship, $10K buy-in. Brings us to event number 20. We're like quarter of the way through. 24, 60, 80. Close. Event number 20 is now called the $1,000 buy-in Flip and Go No Limit Hold'em presented by GG Poker. GG, Brando, because we're going to lose a lot of money playing in this one.
Yeah. Now, what day is that?
That is Sunday, October 10th. So that's the Sunday before the Bears game.
Man, so I might just be going
might
for a
be
week.
ripping it there.
I might fly in that Saturday, the 9th.
The 9th.
And then stay until the Bears game, the 17th. Go home the 18th. Woo.
Yeah, that might be our premier week. If you were going to spend a week at the WSOP, you'd want to go like that weekend before, that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so you could play in the Millionaire Maker, then rip the Flip and Go. Let's talk about the Flip and Go. Flip and Go, the first event, and I'm reading this off the WSOP website, the first hand of the event is played pineapple style, not crazy pineapple, regular pineapple, where players discard one of their hole cards after the flop, and everyone is all in with one player advancing / per table, followed by a standard tournament structure played as a regular no limit hold'em. Win the first hand or you are in the money, which means for $1,000 for 9 hands, meaning 9-handed tables, so 9 players. You only start with, why would they give them 20K in starting stacks? That's a little odd. But anyways, I would have thought they'd give you like 5K and then you're going to the next level with like 50K. But anyways, you're going with a shithouse full of chips. Flip and Go style.
They probably got the blinds.
We used to do these at CCG. Everybody, like, it would be like, oh, we want to do like a 115, and you got like 10 guys milling about that don't really want to do it. They each put in $20, and then you just flip for it. Whoever's hand wins. There's no more betting. Everybody just puts in $20. In this case, you put in $1,000. Everybody's putting in $1,000. You get dealt a hand, and you just play the hand out. Meaning, there's no betting. There's no anything. In Chicago, we call them flips. In Texas, they call them sweats. So this is a sweat and go in Texas. They're always like, Ken, you want to sweat? And I was like, whoa, what the hell does that mean? Like, we're going to do push-ups?
I'm already hot. I'm already sweating.
Yeah, I don't know the Texas lingo. Is that like a weird, like, what like barbecue term? I don't know.
We're going to a sauna, yeah.
Right, I don't know what that means. But they do sweats down there. But it's the same principle, right? Like, you get dealt a hand. People are always nervous when they go, you want to flip for 100? And then they're like, well, what does that mean? Like, can I get bet out? No, you each put in 100, you each get dealt a hand, and then you rip out the board, and then you flip over your cards and see who wins. Now, we like to do we like to sweat our hands, which is probably why they just call them sweats in Texas. Because you go like slow. You go like one at a time and you flip them over real slow. And it's like a no-looky kind of thing, which is super fun. But this is a crazy, interesting tournament.
So all you got to do is win your flip and you're in the money and 8/9 of the field is gone.
Correct. So you win the flip, you advance to the next level, you play a regular tournament after that with probably 180,000 in chips. I mean, that's disgusting. That's so cool. And I think that they're doing one re-entry, which means I think they'll probably do like two different ones. So like if you do the first like flip, you can like jump back in line and get in for another flip to try to advance. Yeah. But you're only allowed 2 flips per day. Now it runs Sunday. I think there's only 2 flights. Yeah, because the second flight. So there's a flight at 10 a.m. and then there's a flight at 4 p.m.
Man, could you imagine?
So you get 2 chances at that one.
So you can win the flip, get in the money, and then bust, and then get back into the flip.
That's why it's such a late difference, because they're really hoping that's what happens.
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen.
Whoever came up with this tournament is a marketing genius.
They need a raise.
Flip and Go is by far the coolest event out there. Now, going with the premium weekend for Brandon and Ken to be in Las Vegas for the WSOP, starting with what did I say we want to start with?
The Flip and Go.
Well, we got the Millionaire Maker if we want to play in that. Then we got the Flip and Go. There is
the Millionaire Maker is the day before?
Then there's the crazy Omaha tournament on Sunday as well. Event number 21 is mixed pot limit Omaha high, Omaha 8 or better. Oh, I got you. Pot limit Omaha high, low 8 or better. Omaha high, low 8 or better. Big O. That seems to be a mistake.
No, that's right.
They're doing pot limit 08, so PL 08, and then they're just doing limit 08, and then they're doing Big O as well.
Okay.
Not crazy about those choices of PLOs, but that's a $1,500 buy-in, so that's a cool one. Then we can hop right back into the Flip and Go. You and I could both wear wigs, play in the ladies' event, which is Monday morning.
Sweet.
There's an 8-game mixed 6-handed on Monday as well. There's then... we'll probably take Monday off, go to the pool. Tuesday the 12th at 11 a.m., there's an PLO 8-handed tournament, $600 buy-in.
Baby. 600?
Yeah, 600s. Again, only one re-entry. So,
sick.
Also, if you bust out the 5K and a no-limit event's probably not going to happen. Wednesday is a freeze-out. Ooh, there is a $1,500 horse event on Wednesday afternoon.
Oh, we can...
Dude, this is 100% guarantee this is when we're going, because event number 28.
That's the week.
Hold on, it gets better. Thursday is a PLO 8-handed 1K event.
Oh.
Thursday.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then starting Friday, so we've been there for almost a week now. We're basically out of money. Last chance that we're going to get into is 2 things. One, Monster Stack starts on Friday, October 15th, $1,500 buy-in. It's a freeze-out tournament.
Yeah,
so,
now that's the one that Jordan got like 18th in. First place was $1 million.
Yeah.
He got like 18th.
That's gross. Yeah. Also, our celebrity sleeper event, which we're sponsoring. Maybe one player to go play in to try to get pictures with Phil Ivey, is the event number 31, October 15th, is the Deuce of 7 no limit low ball draw tournament, $1,500 buy-in. That is a bracelet hunter for the bracelet guys. It's a good tournament to play in. Practice your low ball, folks. Maybe we'll start a low ball like group chat on Facebook to try to get better at Deuce of 7 low ball. Let's see what else we got. And then Saturday's horse. That's probably it. At that point, I'm going to be out of money. So I like it. Hang out on Saturday. And then Sunday would be the Bears game, which is a good one. You know,
or heaven forbid we make it day 2 or day 3 or something. We have to skip the Bears game.
Yeah, I'm not planning on that. What else?
And then we fly home.
So that's the weekend. Brandon and I are going to be there.
I'm 100% going that week. So
yeah, that's a really good one.
I'm going to book flights like probably tomorrow.
Other big mixed game events, if you are interested, there's another PLO tournament, $1,500 buy-in this time. Event number 39 on a Wednesday. You got a Raz tournament the next day, $1,500 Raz tournament, which I think is pretty cool.
So if we bink something and we stay longer, then we have another 1,500 PLO on that Wednesday.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. That's a good one. I like that one.
Me too.
Let's see what else we got that is interesting to go over. There's a high roller PLO event for us high rollers out there. I don't qualify. Neither do you. 25K buy-in.
No, that's probably the PLO championship.
All right, so we lied. The
sweet.
reunion is not the Colossus. The Colossus is on Friday, Halloween weekend.
And that's a 400?
Yeah.
See, remember they did like the quote-unquote like big 500, and I'm air quoting, for the 50th for the 50th WSOP. I think that took the place of that.
The reunion, yeah.
The reunion is
That's cool.
quote-unquote
I'm glad they kept
500.
the Colossus. I mean, that was such a great tournament. I mean, you get 40 cane chips, 40-minute levels, $400 buy-in. Obviously,
and what's the guarantee?
There's no guarantee on it. They just don't even care because they just know it's going to be so effing high.
Yeah.
They don't need to worry about that one. There is a tag team event. I wonder how they do the tag team. I would like to do that and see what they do. So we're going to look into that for next time.
Okay.
Poker Players Championship. None of us are going to be in that, but that's a great one to watch on Halloween.
What is it, the 50K?
That's the 50K Poker Player Championship.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
All big names. It's super cool to watch.
So that one is actually that's the new main event.
Yeah. Well,
that's the one that's the one the pros want to win.
Correct.
Even more so than
that's
the main
a better
event.
way to describe
it. It's taken the prestige out of the main event. Now that there's 9 million people.
Everybody wants to win the main event. The main event is the main event. However, the main event is so big now that the variance
pros are realistic.
The variance is very, 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 very high.
So you're the most prestigious bracelet is the 50K now.
God, I love hearing you say prestigious with your numb dentist mouth. Prestigious.
Prestigious.
You're doing fine. What else we got?
Getting froggy. Don't worry, I'm getting froggy.
Oh yeah, getting froggy. Oh, hopefully you guys watch Thursday Night Poker. If not, check it out on YouTube because CCG Poker TV, we did a funny thing, and Brando did some awesome memes that we'll come out with this week. Let's see what else we got in here so we can kind of wrap this up. I'm into November now. There's a mini main for $1,000, which I think is super cool. That's on a Wednesday.
Yeah,
that might be a great one for players to go in. The problem is that's when the main event starts, is the 4th. Thursday the 4th. So you got your 10K, and then if you manage to do that, that might be a cool one, even if you just go and watch. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's nothing else going on except for the 4 flights of the main event, which is dope as shit. But, I mean, it's a 10K buy-in. Monday the 8th, which is event number 68, is the little one drop. I like that one. It's $1,111. That's cool. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think they alternate between 1111 and 111,000, 1111.
Yeah.
A lot. 6 ones or 4 ones.
Right. This is the 4 ones one.
This is the 4 ones.
So this is like the little mini one drop.
Yeah.
Some cool stud events in here. Event number 69 is 7-card stud high low, 8 or better.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's like the men's and women's tag team.
That would have been so much better. I'm going to tweet that at WSOP because event number 69, 1,000 should be the co-ed tag team event.
Yep.
There is a Crazy Eights event, which is only because it cost $888. It's event number 70. We got a Bounty Pot Limit Omaha 8-handed tournament. What?
That sounds sweet.
Bounty PLO seems pretty dope. Let's see what else we got in here.
So now we're up to what? Event 60? Something like that?
74. I'm into November 14th, which is my wife's birthday, so I will not be playing the mixed big bet event. What is that?
Oof. I don't even want to.
No limit hold'em, pot limit Omaha, deuce to 7, no limit 5-card draw, big O, PLO high low, deuce to 7 pot limit triple draw. That is a legit, that's the small stakes Poker Player Championship type event. That's a legit tournament that it's going to draw a lot of big names, but it's got a $2,500 price tag. So I like our smaller one that we're using. Let's see what else we got here. Poker Hall of Fame Bounty Tournament. That seems kind of lame. PLO events to round us out. We're getting towards the end. The Closer is a new event that they're doing, I think, right? Did they do that before? It's event number 83.
They've always done a Closer,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, cool. They're just calling it the Closer now. $1,500 buy-in. That's the last weekend of November, the last weekend of the tournament.
Those are for all the stuck guys that are down 290,000,
Yep.
and they have to win this tournament
To break even.
be even for the series,
Or not lose their house. They should call it the Saver, not the Closer.
or their backer. Yeah, remember we did the Summer Saver?
100%. Because you need that one thing to. It was funny. Who said it? It was Motorcycle Dave. Were you there when Motorcycle Dave's like, yeah? I was like, how'd you do today? And he was leaving the cash game. He's the one with the CCG poker sponsored motorcycle racing team.
Yeah.
And so if you guys were at the Max this Sunday, you got to see the motorcycle. It's really cool. I love it. I think it's dope. And he plays all the time at CCG, and I think it's just a really cool marketing idea. So if he's constantly worried that like I'm not happy about the like. I could not be happier. I think it's the coolest thing in the world that there's a motorcycle racing around all over Midwest that has CCG poker on it. But anyways, he had the best line of the weekend. He lost. I was like, how'd you do? He's like, I lost. But he's like, I've had like 5 or 6 winning sessions in a row. And then what did he say then? He was like, so after today's, I'm about even. After today's loss, I'm about even, which is great.
Funny.
6 winners in a row, followed by 1 loser, means I'm basically even for the last 7 sessions. That's pretty standard for the rest of us. But yeah, that's really it for the. So really, you and I are thinking of going October like 10th through that Sunday. So that Sunday to Sunday kind of thing.
Yep.
Stay for the Bears game.
Ideal.
That'll be the cap of the weekend will be the Bears games. Maybe we can find some tickets to go for that. That would be super cool. But yeah, I mean, I think there's some really fun stuff to play in here. The good and the bad thing about the WSOP is I wish that I was able to go for like the entire time. Like being that it's gotten progressively longer. I mean, we're talking about September 30th to November. It's like 2 months long, which is, don't get me wrong, super, super cool. Like that there are so many events, and this is how we're going to be able to get like all of these mixed games and different stuff that you could play in. Like if this was like a 3-week event, like you wouldn't have a $1,500 deuce to 7 triple draw, right?
Yeah. Right. It would be 1 10K and then that's it.
That's it. So like I get it. There's good and bad things about the super long schedule. The problem is like picking when you want to go, and then it's like, do I try to go twice? It would be so cool to like be able to go and stay for the entire time.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like we missed that in our 20s.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm not able to do that anymore.
No.
I have children. Even going a week, my wife is probably going to be like, absolutely not, and I'm just going to be like,
you might have to fly home like Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, and then come back.
Just like fly home and then come back. All right, it's 2 3-day trips. It's not a week.
That might be what I'm going to try to do, but I'll see how I can swing it. She loves Vegas, and my wife is not a gambler, but she loves to eat and shop. So,
that's easy.
If you go to Vegas and don't even gamble, like it's an awesome vacation. I think
it is.
They've got phenomenal restaurants. They've got all the best shopping in the world. Like it's everything you could want. You can walk everywhere, which for us is a huge like bonus for the Vegas tourism. Is that I've never rented a car. It was funny. I was watching somebody on Facebook that had flown into Vegas, and they were like driving down the strip, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I was like, I've never done that. Never in my life have I been to Vegas and driven down the strip because I've never gotten a
See, we used
never
to road
gotten a car.
trip there. So we would have our car there, but
road trip would be cool.
Yeah.
But it's too far to drive. Anyways, that is WSOP 52nd Annual World Series of Poker, the official overlay breakdown of the WSOP for this year. What you should be playing in, what you should do. Big highlights, flip and go. I guarantee you're going to start seeing flip and go tournaments around the world. Probably starting.
They run them on GG Poker, which is why
it's so cool. It's such a great idea. Like, it's phenomenal. I think this will really get people used to the idea of like, let's just flip, see what happens. It's great. But yeah, that's really it. You got anything else you want to say, Brando?
I got nothing else I want to say.
Yep, I know your teeth are hurting. Big shout out to Brando this weekend or this week. for taking the time to do this because I know he was not crazy about it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed our episode about the WSOP. Big announcement for the overlay besides all the cool shit we're going to do in Vegas in October pre-Bears game. And then I'll probably be miserable at the Bears game because it's the Bears and they just break my heart.
19,000
they break my heart every year, and I know I'm going to put
it all.
I'm going to put all my winners, all my big winners from the WSOP. I'm going to parlay it on the Bears and just get mushed. But it's all right. It's what I want to do. Big announcement. We are up to episode 50. Next episode, which will be in 2 weeks, which will be July 16th, will be the 50th episode of the overlay. We're going to do a little bit of a format change. We're going to try some new things. It'll be technically season 3, I think. We're on season 2 already. So it'll be season 3, some new stuff. So if you have any ideas and thoughts, please hit us up on Twitter, on the overlay Twitter, or you can hit us up on CCG or Paramount. Either one's fine. Just make sure you tag the overlay pod as well. Other than that, thanks for listening. We will see you in Vegas in a few months. Brando, give us a farewell.
Farewell, everyone.
See you next time, everybody. Bye.